Former Minister S.M. Chandrasena says that S.M. Ranjit will be sworn in as the Chief Minister of the North Central Province on the 24th of this month. The former minister made this statement at a media briefing in Anuradhapura today.
Yesterday, former Chief Minister Bertie Premalal Dissanayake made a statement that 130 local government councillors in the Anuradhapura district are prepared to resign in accordance with whatever decision he reaches. This is a false statement. He used an attendance register from before the election and made this statement.
Not as a coalition, they voiced their objection as councillors, and they submitted their letters of resignation stating that they would resign if I am not given the position of Chief Minister. That is their statement, not mine. I think the media secretary made this statement yesterday. The councillors' resignation is not relevant to me.
The people and the public representatives are solidly behind the president. When we look at the representatives here today, we can state that there is no public representative who will stand against him. Who
said that the Chief Minister's post would go to Ranjit? Have the SLFP or UPFA secretary said this? Has His Excellency the President said this? No one has said it. We will bow to whatever decision the President takes.
I will not betray those things because of my brother. I sacrificed my ministerial position to acquiesce to the demands of the people. It was not for my brother. The people come first and my brother comes second.
I am not prepared to respond to that because it's a private issue.
If I can sacrifice a cabinet ministerial position, which is higher than a chief ministerial position, then the defeated candidate should be able to bear it.
No, we have not lost. I have secured 85,000 votes. I do not expect to speak of this further. That would be useless. That is why I said I am not prepared to respond to the questions of these ministers.
We are not in the habit of inviting people to tea and then getting their signatures. Things like that have happened here. But that signature is not valid. On the other side, they came and told us that various things were done to them, and that is why they signed it.
We always drink tea at home. People come and go. They had tea and then they signed. It was done legally before a lawyer. They have signed stating that they will resign from their positions as councillors. Will anyone sacrifice a position as councillor for a cup of tea? That's an amazing statement.
I know this. S.M. Ranjit will definitely become Chief Minister on the 24th.
I will not leave the party. I will not become a minister. I will remain as an ordinary councillor.
Meanwhile, UPFA General Secretary Susil Premajayanta says that the final decision on the chief ministers for the North Central and Sabaragamu provinces will be taken upon the President's return from India. He stated that the chief ministers would be sworn in on Monday.
Staying in local news, farmers in Matale and Anuradhapura say that they have been unable to sell their harvest of big onions at a reasonable price over the past month. They point out that although the government has intervened to purchase big onion crops in some areas, this is not the case in their areas.
Farmers say that stocks of big onions are piling up in homes in the Anuradhapura district as they cannot be sold for a reasonable price. 7 to 8,000 kilos are rotting in homes. Traders are not purchasing the harvest. Last year we sold onions at 60 to 65 rupees a kilo. This time around onions are being sold at 25 to 30 rupees a kilo. It was stated on TV and the newspapers that onions would be purchased at 60 to 65 rupees a kilo. But there is nobody to buy it and nowhere to sell it to. Onion farmers in Damulla who were unable to sell their crops held a demonstration on the 30th of last month. Following the protest, the Matale district secretary informed farmers that the government would intervene to purchase their crops. The purchasing of onions is currently taking place at 3 centres in Damulla. This system is good, but they aren't buying enough from us. Only one lorry has come here and they only weigh in about 15,000 kilos a day. onions are bought only from about 4 or 5 farmers at this centre.
The price that has been stipulated by Satosa is 55 rupees. We have also informed farmers that a tax has been imposed on onions imported from India and that since this tax will be in effect until the 15th of December, they should bring their crops to us in smaller quantities so that the market is not flooded. Since the purchasing will take place over the next 2 months, we have requested them to bring their crops in a systematic way.
While the farm gate prices remain low, we made inquiries about prices in the wholesale markets in Colombo.
Bee
onions from good Sri Lankan seeds are going for about 50 rupees a kilo. Red onions are going for about 45 rupees. We cannot bring onions from India. With the duty it comes to about 80 rupees. We cannot sell it at that price. There is one thing that the farmers in Dambulla do wrong. They put in all the small and rotten onions into the sacks as well. In a 45 kilogram sack of big onions, about 35 kilograms will be small bulbs. Only the big ones fetch a good price. That is why the farmers are not getting a good price. Out in the retail market today, onions were being sold for between 40 and 70 rupees a kilogram.
You're watching News First. Up next is Action TV.
Most of the stone quarries in the Ampara district are found in the Dambana Divisional Secretariat area. There are a total of 32 stone quarries in this area. 6 of these are located in Madawala Landa. The hardships that the people of the Malayadi area in Madawala Landa are facing as a result of these quarries are in no way small. While the walls of 20 of the 40 houses in this area have developed cracks, the well which is used to supply water to the area can no longer provide drinking water. The people of Madawala Landa have been brought to this pass due to the ad hoc distribution of mining permits. Permits are being issued for stone mines which are located in the proposed Malayadi Reserve, which falls under the purview of the Department of Forest Conservation. Violation of the conditions in these permits has placed the day-to-day life of the Malayadi farming settlement at great risk. Although the permits forbid mining on Sundays and public holidays, we witnessed how large-scale mining was taking place last Sunday. This bears testament to the impunity with which these miners are violating environmental laws. There is a question as to why these forests have been burnt down in this manner. In this backdrop, the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau is issuing permits for new quarries in the area. When one of the licensees attempted to commence mining on a plot of land located 150 meters from a house on the periphery of the village, they were forced to pack up in the face of strong protests by the villagers. Area residents charged that while the Forest Conservation Department has failed to conduct any assessment before providing recommendations on the granting of mining permits, the Geological Survey and Mines Bureau has failed to set up any monitoring mechanism subsequent to issuing the permits. Is the continued granting of permits for such large-scale quarries in a backdrop where the conditions of permits are being violated with impunity an indirect suggestion that the people of this area should vacate their homes? Minister of Environment, this one is over to you.